get a little overwhelming and a little crazy when I turn on the news. And sometimes as I'm watching, the 24-hour news cycle, I can sort of start to feel like the world is spinning so fast and I feel a little bit helpless. Like I don't know what to do. What can I possibly do to make things better, right? There's so much that's happening. There's so much coming at us. That is certainly true in America. I'll tell you that for sure right now. I kind of put this together because I thought, as I'm watching the news and feeling helpless, I said, actually, I don't think we are that helpless at all. Each one of us in our lives is capable of one little bit of positive change every single day. Just one small iota of positive change that we can put in the world. That's a manageable thing. If we all just do one good thing every day, right? And actually, if you think about it, if everybody in this room did one great thing, well, gosh, that's like a tsunami of great things. Right? That's like a wave of goodness that kind of happens in the world, a wave of positive change. So, I don't know, and sometimes when I watch the news and I go, gosh, when is a hero gonna come and save us from all of this? I don't think there is a hero. I think that really lives in all of us. So, as you leave tonight, I encourage you to kind of do just one good thing every day, and be a hero. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me, and the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I will go the distance. I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though the road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. And I won't look back. I will go the distance. I will stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part, for a hero's strength is measured by his heart. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Yeah, a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Oh, I will go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its harms. I don't care how far. I can go the distance till I find my hero's welcome waiting again. Know that a hero lies in you. Y'all had enough to drink? Sing along with me. 525,600 minutes. 500 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. In 525,600 minutes. How do you figure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of seasons of love. Yay! If you sang along, give yourselves a round of applause, especially these guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for singing along. So Rent came out when I was 16 years old, and I got to see the original Broadway company of Rent. And you know, it was really the show that made me want to do theater. So the first Broadway show I ever saw was Cats, right? And you know, everybody's in cat makeup, and I couldn't tell who was, everybody's a cat, right? So I couldn't really tell who was underneath the makeup. The second Broadway show I saw was a musical called Crazy for You. And to be honest, it's a fantastic show, but Crazy for You, there was one actor of color on the stage. And so I was like, well, I can't really tell, you know, I don't really see myself up there because I don't see myself. And then I saw Rent. And finally, on a Broadway stage was the diversity that represented New York City. You know, there were black people, white people, Asian people, Latino people, gay, straight, bi, there were women, men, everything in between, and it was so inspiring to me. I finally could see myself on a Broadway stage. Rent also had a wonderful thing. They created the Broadway lottery, where, you know, Rent was sold out for months and months and months, and all these young kids were like, oh, how do we get a ticket to Rent? The producers of Rent said, well, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna save the first 2 rows of the Nederlander Theater, and those tickets are only available for rush. They're only available the day of the show. They're only gonna be $20, so you know anybody can afford to go, but you have to line up and wait for the box office to open at 10 a.m. before you can get a ticket. Which meant that I was sleeping with the bums on 41st Street in the middle of Times Square at 4 a.m. for my $20 ticket. And I think the summer after Rent came out, I must have done that like 13 or 14 times. I don't know how my parents let me do that. And this was back when Times Square in New York City was not safe. I mean, now like Times Square is like Disney World, right? But like Times Square back then was the hookers and drug dealers, and it was a pretty seedy place to be. And so I remember sitting in the front row of Rent and watching the musical, and I remember the music washing over me and crying. I didn't understand everything that was happening in Rent, right? There were so many themes happening in Rent about the AIDS crisis, about what it meant to be gay, what it meant to be, you know, what it meant to be kind of non-binary, and I didn't really get it, but I did understand the power of that music, and I was moved to tears for the very first time, not even understanding why, moved to tears in the theater. Well, fast forward 10 years, it's 2006. Rent is still running on Broadway, and I get to join the Broadway company of Rent. And there was one night that I get on that famous line at the beginning of Act 2, that big line in the front of the stage to sing Seasons of Love. And it's the only time that our director, Michael Greif, has encouraged us to actually look at an audience member, break the fourth wall, and sing the song to someone. And on that particular night, I happened to break the fourth wall and sing that song to someone, and I saw the seat that I sat in 10 years ago, and there was another little kid just looking up at me, and I had that crazy moment where I said, gosh, that was me 10 years ago. I loved doing that show. I did it all the way till its closing day in 2008, and this next song is a song that I got to sing 8 times a week on Broadway. It's the song that I wanted to end the show with tonight. It's my favorite Broadway love song. It's called I'll Cover You. Live in my house, I'll be your shelter. Just pay me back with 1,000 kisses. discover you. Open your door, I'll be your tenant. Just pay me back with 1,000 kisses. Be my lover and I'll cover